What is case law and how does it work in the U.S. legal system? To answer this question, it's important to understand how the U.S. legal system functions. We are, in essence, a common law legal system. That is, our system places value on how statutes and regulations are applied in a given situation or circumstance, and the interpretation of how those laws are applied becomes part of the law. Let's go through how the law is applied in a given situation and how it's interpreted and how that ultimately becomes part of the law. So to start with, once a law is passed and on the books, that law is enforced. Generally, that law is enforced by the executive branch in some way, form, or fashion, or by private parties who enforce their rights in a civil court against the defendant. In that situation, the law is being applied to protect the rights of one party and against another party who potentially has violated that person's rights. With that being said, the trial court will apply the law to the best of its ability and understanding of what the law is. Now, at the conclusion of that trial, there will be a decision, and the decision may be appealed to a higher level court of appeals. So once again, these appellate court interpretations add to the law and serve as precedent. They have the force and effect of law the same way as the laws that they are interpreting. So that is case law. That is how it is used. Now, it is worth mentioning that this case law has precedential value, so it's part of the law. Oftentimes, the appellate judges or justices don't all agree on the opinion written. So some justices will write a dissenting opinion. Now, this dissenting opinion is not part of the law. It is an interpretation. It does have influence on the application of law in the future, but it is not binding in the same way that the majority opinion is upon, again, all courts lower than that court in that jurisdiction. So that is how case law works in the United States, and that is how it becomes part of the law of the land.